Welcome back. So we are now going to complete the last section in the syntax unit. So section 14. So let's read through this together. We're just putting it all together. So now let's create a variable called skills completed. Let me do a refresh here. Reload the page. So I'm going to paste that variable in, and the value for that variable will be a string Python syntax. So let's highlight that, copy, and paste that in. So we'll do a run, and it looks like it was accepted because the next one is enabled. Okay, so at any point when you get stuck, just click down here where it says hint. So now we're going to create another variable which will represent the number of exercises completed. We've completed 13 exercises. And another variable, how many points you get per exercise. So let's put that variable in. We get 5 points per exercise. So let's go ahead and run this. And it looks like we did it correctly. We'll go on to the next one, total points. And we're going to initialize it, or we're going to start at 100. So our total points equals 100. We run, and that's how many points that we're starting with. Now we are going to increase the number of points, and this is how we're going to do it. Total points, we're going to set it to what it was before plus the result of the exercises completed and the points per exercise. So let's go ahead and increment that. We're going to change it. So points total points, okay, equals, but we're not going to use the normal equals. We're going to do that funny equals with the plus sign. So what that means is we're updating total points. Total points equals whatever it was before. Currently it's 100. Plus something new. And what is that something new? Well, the exercises completed. How many exercises did we complete? 13. And how many points do we get per exercise? 5. So we need to take this number here and multiply it by this number. So let's go through this point by point. The number of points, and then we have that funny operator. That means it equals whatever it was before plus the product of these two numbers. So let's put those two variables in. Copy. And product means multiply, so we put a star in there. And we're going to multiply those two variables together. So we click run, and we see it was accepted, so we did it correctly. So total points equals whatever it was before, plus equals 100, plus the exercises completed, 13, multiplied by 5 points per exercise. We are now on to step 5 here. Add a comment above the declaration points per exercise, and that's what our comment should state. So add a comment right above points per exercise. So a comment, again, has a hash symbol. So we'll just simply paste that in. Now, comments are important because when you come back to your code a few days from now, you're not really going to understand what any of this is for. And if this is a utility or program that your company is relying on, and it gets passed on to somebody else, comments are the only way for that person to understand your code. So as I give you your projects and I'm grading them, I'm also going to be grading the comments as well. All right, so we placed a comment in there. Let's do a run. Let's see if that works. And it does work. So we're on to the final little bit here. We're going to print something. We're going to print the total, or we're going to print the following result. I got X points. Now, we have to build this up piece by piece. So that is the statement we want. So that statement needs to be in quotation marks, okay, single quotation marks, and because it's a string, and we're going to print. So let's put that inside the brackets. Okay, so that is what we are going to print. However, X should be total points. So I'm going to replace X with total points. Now, in order to do this, okay, I'm going to go to Notepad and let's paste that in and let's take a good look at this. So we're going to put together 3 strings. Here's the first string, I got. Here's the last string, points. And X is not a string, it is actually a number. So let's look at what that number is. That number is going to be 100. And then we're going to add some new points to it. So it is a variable. So let's put that variable in there. And to concatenate, okay, to glue all this string together, we have to put plus signs in there. Now, this is incorrect. Let's look at this carefully. We have a string, and then we're adding a number, and then we're adding another string. Okay, that's not what we want. So just to show you that it's incorrect, let's copy that in and look at the error message. So let's do a right click and paste. There it is. And let's run it and we'll see if syntax accepts it. No, it doesn't accept it because we're adding an integer to a string. So we're going to fix this. We're going to come up here and we're going to change the integer to a string. And how do we do that? We use the string method. So we put that inside brackets. And now we have a string added to a string, added to a string. But it's still not perfect. And when we run it, you'll see what the problem is. Some of you probably see the problem already. So let's go ahead, put that in, and run it again. And it gave us a result, but read the result here. I got 165 points. Okay, it's all squished together. 165 is sandwiched in between 2 words. So let's fix that. Let's come up here. We're going to put a space after the word got and a space before the word points. And there we go. So this takes a little bit of getting used to. It might look strange when you first look at it, but I promise you that it's not that difficult and you will get used to it pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and run it and we can see I got 165 points. And let's click up next, and it looks like we are done with this section here. So we can click Start Next Section. But before we do that, I want to go to the dashboard and just show you what it is exactly you need to upload. So again, when you're at your dashboard, go to Learning Python 2 and scroll down. Okay, these 2 sections here, okay, are, oops, sorry, let's go to the first part. These 2 sections here, you need to have the premium version or pro version, which we do not have. So what you're going to do is you're going to upload a screenshot of Python syntax with a yellow mark there. And don't worry about these two. These require the professional version. And when we come back this afternoon, we will be continuing with section 2 or chapter 2 of this course.